Hey there YouTube, Corncob Piper back again, shooting a video this Sunday morning on, the best method for short as well as long-term storage for any bulk or open tin tobacco. So basically once you open a tin, the air's getting in, the tobacco is going to start drying out relatively fast, which isn't always a bad thing. There are some tobaccos which once I open a tin, I'll let them sit in there for a couple weeks, and if I don't get it smoked in that amount of time, then I'll go ahead and do this process. One in particular will be like Quiet Nights, or most like Flake Virginias are going to need some drying out time. But for all others, and especially bulks that you get in the mail, you're going to want to do this method right away. And I know a lot of you out there are probably already doing it. This is just making the video because I have to get it done today and I have to do a lot, just for anybody out there that is questioning the best method for pipe tobacco storage. So let me go ahead and readjust my camera angle, guys, and we'll get right to it. So we're back, and as you can see in front of me, I have some ball mason jars. This is the 8-ounce size. This is the 4-ounce size, and I find these the best two sizes for storing tobacco. Now obviously if you've gone ahead and ordered, say, like 8 ounces of your favorite bulk tobacco, at that point you're going to need to jump up to either like a pint or a quart size jar, but these are the ones that I keep on hand, and you can pick these up pretty much anywhere. I get mine at Walmart. You can get a dozen of them for around $8-9 bucks, but any grocery store, general store will generally carry these jars. It doesn't matter which brand you use. These are ball, but you can buy generic ones as well, and they work just as well. The most important thing is that you want to use glass and not plastic. Plastic's porous, and it will let air seep in over time. The glass is non-porous. It's not going to let any of the scents, when you have tobaccos near each other, intermingle. And it's also going to keep out the air, which is the most vital purpose of doing this. So I was graciously gifted a whole boatload of tobacco from Nika Piper, and I'm going to go ahead and start jarring this up. Now, I'm not going to bore you with going through all of them. I'll just do two. I'll do one of the 4-ounce size, one of the 8-ounce sizes, and I find that the 8-ounce sizes are best for flake tobaccos as well. Now, the 4-ounce size can hold around 2 ounces. The 8-ounce size will hold around 4 ounces. And it's okay to pack your tobacco down if you need to. You don't have to just delicately, drop it in. If you have 4 ounces and you know it's going to fit and you have to pack it down to get it in there, go ahead and do so. You got to remember, guys, when they pack the tobacco in the tins, they pack it in there pretty tight as well. And then one last thing that I want to mention is this is good for short-term storage, so going in and out of, every day, every week, but it's also good for cellaring. So if you have some bulk tobacco or just want to get your tobacco out of the tins, go ahead and put it on these glass jars. The only thing that I would recommend, guys, for long-term cellaring is come back every few months and just make sure to make sure the lids are on tight. Obviously, with something that you're going in quite often, you're going to be tightening that lid quite regularly, so you don't necessarily have to worry about going back and checking the lid. So another thing I would recommend you getting is a canning funnel. I picked this one up at Walmart as well. It was like just a few bucks. I want to say $2-3, something like that. If they don't have them, anywhere that sells canning jars should have these, but if they don't, you could pick these up pretty cheap on like eBay or Amazon as well. So what I do, and we'll start with a flake tobacco in one of the bigger jars, is this is Sam Gawis Fire Dance Flake. And what we'll do here is just open up the mason jar. This is why I like these for flake, because obviously these are longer and you want to keep it in the flake form as possible. Just going to go ahead and set that in there. Make sure there's nothing on the lid here. And you do not have to worry about sealing these, so you're not going to boil them, anything like that. Stick them in the microwave. I wipe mine out with a paper towel before I fill them. I don't run them through water or anything. I have well water, and I'm just worried about any kind of bacteria or anything getting in there and contaminating the tobacco. So just wipe them out. Make sure there's no tobacco sitting on the rim here. Place the top on, and then what I do is I use these. These are address labels. So you buy these, you know, Kinko's, wherever. They're relatively cheap. You can get a 1,000 pack of them for like $10. Last your lifetime. So what I'm going to do here is just write the name of the tobacco, and these are a little bit too long to fit on the cap, so I try to only write it on 3/4 of the side of the label, and then I'll rip just a portion of this off. So this is Sam Gawith Fire Dance Flake, and then I also write the month and the year that I jarred this. So I'm going to write 3/17 on there. So that's what that looks like, guys. I'll go ahead and pull the label off now, and then I'm just going to tear this portion of it off, just so I have that label. And then I will go ahead and adhere this. It's hard doing the things backwards like this. Just adhere this to the top. Okay, so I got Sam Gawith's Fire Dance Flake, 3/17. Lid goes on, rim goes on, screw it down tight. Not so tight that you can't open it, but tight enough that you're not going to let any air in or out of here. So that's it for the big jar. Let's go ahead and get one of these little ones done now. So here's a little one. We'll go ahead and choose another tobacco. Just grab one at random. This is Dunhill 3-year matured Virginia. Actually, I'm not going to use that because I already have a jar of this in my cabinet that I'm going to add that to. So let's try this Cornell and Deal Comfort. So once again, I'm going to write down here C and D Comfort, and then the month and the year. Tear a portion off, let it fit on the rim. Open this jar up, adhere the label, and then I'm going to go ahead and use the funnel for this one. Let me get in the camera shot here for you. So you just set the funnel in there like that. This just stops you from making a mess. It really isn't worth investing the couple of dollars to get this funnel, just to stop you from making a mess everywhere, especially those of you that are married and you don't want your spouse complaining about tobacco everywhere. So anyway, just out of the bag, into it. You can pack it down right through here if you'd like, just by pushing your fingers. I try to get any extra off the rim, bang the rest into the garbage. There you go, it's filled, lid, and the rim. Screw it on tight. I'll go, after I'm done here, I'm going to put all these into my cabinet. And these will store your tobacco for unlimited amount of time, as long as you're keeping that lid tight. You should be able to come back to these jars 15, 20 years later and have a nice aged, good quality tobacco for you to smoke. And like I said, they're great for short storage as well. For anything that you're smoking regularly, you just want to get it out of that tin or out of the plastic bag and into these jars, just to make sure you keep your tobacco nice and hydrated. So thanks for watching, YouTube. Hope everybody's had a great weekend so far. And as always, keep on piping.